I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you, here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we say here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
The gentleman has expired.
Now, things are about to get intense. You are about to see Representative Ted Lieu corner Attorney General Pam Bondi with a document she didn't think he had. Pay attention to her reaction. For minutes, Bondi insisted there was no evidence linking the former president to the Epstein files. But Lieu is about to drop a bombshell. He brings up an FBI witness statement, a story about a limousine driver who heard too much, and a victim who met a tragic, suspicious end. Watch how the tension in the room explodes the moment the word perjury enters the conversation. Listen carefully to what she refuses to answer.
I'm going to show you two photos.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you two photos of former Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. Under the law Congress passed, you were allowed to redact photos to protect the victims of Epstein's sex trafficking operation. You redacted the photos of this victim's face because you were following the congressional law. Is that correct?
I'm sorry that we redacted the victim's
Because you were
face?
following the congressional law, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You have now established that please put the photos back up, that we are looking at a sex trafficking victim. Under the Federal Victims Trafficking Protection Act, not only is Jeffrey Epstein guilty, but anyone who patronizes Epstein's sex operation is also guilty of a crime. That's why I find it absolutely despicable that you sought to protect Epstein's clients, like former Prince Andrew. Last July, you closed the case on Epstein's abusers. The July 2025 memo from your Department of Justice stated, quote, "We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties." These two photos, please put the photos back up. These two photos staring you in the face are evidence of a crime and more than enough evidence to predicate an investigation against former Prince Andrew. So I ask you, Attorney General Pam Bondi, why did you shut down this investigation last July, and why have you not prosecuted former Prince Andrew?
I don't believe you asked Merrick Garland these questions when he was Attorney General and set before.
I agree with you.
You twice.
I'm reclaiming my time.
Never
I agree with
mentioned
you. I agree with you. During
Were
the
you not here then?
Biden administration, I called for people looking at Epstein files. Merrick Garland dropped the ball, as did Attorney General Bill Barr, as did Alex Acosta, a whole string of failures. But you are in charge. You have the power to change things, to hold these men accountable, and you're doing the opposite. You're protecting them. So I want to move on to another man.
Can I answer
Donald
that,
Trump.
though?
I want to move on to another
Can I answer
question.
your question about protecting
You
Prince
answered the
Andrew?
question.
You're saying no. I love this.
I want to discuss another man, Donald Trump, who is all over the Epstein files, like former Prince. Here's a video. Like former Prince Andrew, Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein.
But to understand why this confrontation became so personal, we have to go back to the beginning of the hearing. Ted Lieu started his investigation by presenting two high-definition photos featuring former Prince Andrew. Lieu's argument was simple. If the Department of Justice admits the person in the photo is a sex trafficking victim, then why is the man standing next to her being protected? Watch how Bondi tries to deflect the blame to previous administrations, and how Lieu shuts her down by reminding her that she is the one in power now. This is where the mask begins to slip.
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files
I'm reclaiming my time.
be
I got your
released.
answer. You said there's no
President
evidence.
Trump asked
Mr. Chairman,
that
please
they
stop the
sign
clock. Please stop the clock.
the legislation.
Time-
This is
Time,
this
I'd like
is
to
time
take my
ridiculous.
time.
time belongs to the gentleman from
Okay.
California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a
I
crime.
believe you just lied under oath, and this is on videotape. You said there's no evidence of crime. I'm showing you, here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop a limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we sit here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had
Time
any
of the
decency,
gentleman.
you would resign right after this
The
hearing
time of the
concludes.
gentleman has expired. I don't
May
know.
I respond?
Yeah, I don't know how you respond. No one can.
I
Well,
did not
can
ask a
respond.
question, Ms.
He
Head.
doesn't
You're
want
allowed
to talk
to.
about
I did
the
not ask a
horrific
question.
crime in California. He does not want to talk
I
about
did not ask a
crime
question.
in his
You
state.
can't just
Now, we reach the moment everyone was waiting for. Ted Lieu shifts his focus to the man at the center of the Epstein files, Donald Trump. Watch the immediate change in Bondi's tone the moment Trump's name is mentioned. She calls the questions ridiculous and insists there is no evidence. But Lieu was prepared for exactly this response. He is about to present a witness statement that the Department of Justice has been ignoring. A statement that changes everything. What we just witnessed was not just a political debate. It was a rare, uncensored look into how power protects itself. Ted Lieu's final demand for Bondi's resignation was the climax of years of frustration for the survivors and the American people. Notice how the session ended. No direct answers about the witness. No explanation for the missing files. Just a swift move to change the subject to immigration. This is the strategy. When you can't defeat the evidence, you attack the messenger or change the conversation. The question remains, are these files being hidden to protect national security or to protect the names of the most powerful people in the world? You've seen the evidence. You've heard the denials. Now, the judgment is yours.